What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the second channel. We're going to talk about some pretty funny stuff today. These last couple videos that we've been doing are pretty hilarious when it comes to, it brings out a couple of kinds of people. Okay. Um, there is the person who goes through no end of mental gymnastics to uh, somehow need to be right about something that doesn't matter, which is really funny to me. Uh, and then the other person who, let's see, they like agreeing is more important than what the truth is. So, like, oh, I totally agree with you. No, I don't. I don't agree. I don't agree on this thing that is actually physics. Okay, that's fine. I'm not forcing you to think anything. I do, however, find it humorous that when science says an electron does this thing, and this is what makes it do this other thing, and here it is, and this is the way it's been. We've understood it since Einstein. Now, and if somebody comes along and changes that, uh, cool, but it's not going to be a random guy in the comments on a YouTube video. That's a weird one. I don't know where that comes from. And then the third type of guy, which is usually the same type of person as this, is, well, as a Navy scientist for 40 years, as a person who solders, as a electrical engineer, as a whatever, the credentials guy. In our how to watch a YouTube video, I forgot the credentials guy, because the credentials guy will always tell you how long he's been doing something, um, and what his credentials are for what he's about to tell you. Okay, that's cool, but this is a YouTube video and a comment section. You could be, you know, like, I don't know, Bobby Zitface that's like 11 years old, using ChatGPT to write something. Like, I don't know. You could be anybody. I'm not going to take your that. So that's the first reason that I'm not going to care, right? I'm not going to listen to you. I'm not going to base my conclusions or change my findings on a random YouTube comment from a guy who says he's been doing something for 40 years. The other thing is, with that, is what I have found with old people, and I've fallen into this too. We've all fallen into it, but I really try not to do it. It's something I really care about, so I really try not to do it. Is I've been doing it for this long only says to me, especially if it's something that I know is pretty well established scientifically, that you've been doing it wrong longer than I've been doing it right. That's all that says. I've been doing it this way for 40 years. Well, it doesn't make it right. It just means you've been doing it wrong for longer. You know, old people can do something wrong for a really long time. Experience, uh, you know, a years of experience doing something does not mean years of correctness doing something, which is something that's weird to me. So don't do that. The couple of issues that really came up about this are, there's a couple that they just, I don't know why people don't let these things die, man. There's this one video. Who is it? Okay, first of all, flux and soldering. Just let it go. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but if you use like heavy flux, it's an acid. Okay, so if you use heavy flux and like smear it all over everything, because that's inevitably what happens. That's an acid that will continue to work. Okay, most acids that you use in your household, or even stuff that we use to like age parts and stuff, um, they are neutralized by water. Well, you can't neutralize guitar parts by water, so that acid will continue to work. So it's all over the back of your pots. It's going to corrode everything. Don't do that. Just don't do it. You don't need to do it. What's interesting about flux in solder is when like the rosin core solder, it's a different kind of acid, of course, first of all, and then there's so little of it that it usually burns off. But what's interesting about it, and the reason you need it, is because you're getting rid of oxidation. Okay, that's what rosin core solder does. As you heat it, it basically, for lack of a better word, boils the acid. It's not, but it basically boils the acid. And what it does is it burns off any oxidation that is always happening. So to get a good chemical bond, because soldering's not welding, it's a chemical bond. So to get a good chemical bond between two materials, you need to have 100% clean, right? Well, if you scrape it with sandpaper, all that's going to do is release more surfaces to immediately oxidize with the moisture that is in the air. So what flux soldering rosin does is the acid attacks right where the solder is about to go. It removes the oxidation in that part and then immediately replaces it with solder about as fast as you can go. If you put flux on the back of a pot and then you solder it, some of it will boil away and some of it will not because you've used way too much, and that acid will continue to corrode the back of that pot. If you sand the back of a pot, now you've got all these various edges and pores that are going to be open to more oxidation than what the actual surface of the back of the pot is. So it's just not a good idea to do any of that stuff. The other thing that keeps coming up is this weird thing about you guys in this capacitor foil thing, man. Let it go. Let it go. Somebody's like, well, I can tell because if I put the capacitor in the guitar and I touch it, it's louder, and then when I flip it over, it's not. Well, okay, first of all, do you have your finger in the back of your guitar while you're playing? Because that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. That has also been debunked. There's a bunch of videos and a bunch of science surrounding that's been debunked that I just don't have time to waste on it. To be honest with you, it's stupid. Second of all, if this is a thing, then are you literally like walking through Guitar Center trying to find your Squire and then going in there and being like, I wonder which one I can't buy this one. The capacitor is flipped the wrong way. Give me a freaking break, man. Like, there's certain things that are worth the squeeze. Like when you spend the time, figuring out what pots you want to put in the guitar, figuring out what pickups you want to put in the guitar, figuring out what strings you want to use, what pick you want to use. What pick you want to use is way more important than if the capacitor is flipped over or not. It's the dumbest thing. And so to be an old man arguing in the comments for the sake of arguing in the comments is just such a waste of life. And the weird part about it is I hate to say it, because I don't want to be ageist about this, but I know that that's what it is. It's like, I want to be right. You don't have much life left. Don't waste it on capacitor foil. Holy crap, dude. Like, go play the guitar, for God's sakes. I don't get it. I mean, I know my job on this channel is to spend the time on this stuff and to share the myth busting and all that kind of stuff. I get it. I get it. That's what we do here. But at some point, you're like, do you not like things? Do you not like having fun? I tend to think that you don't. My guess is that your car is like a beige Ford Focus. You know what I mean? With an automatic transmission. And you probably have a steering wheel cover that says Def Leppard on it or something. I'm not sure. You probably drink Folgers coffee with fake Coffee Mate cream. You know what I mean? Some khakis. You got some khakis. Got some white New Balances. And a polo shirt from TJ Maxx that says some little phrase on it, right? Like with the horizontal stripes. the little thin horizontal stripes, and a baseball cap that was given to you by somebody who pours concrete. Like, that's the guy that to me is in the comments arguing about this stuff. And I'm like, I have more exciting things to do with my life. So I hate that for you. I really do. I hate that for you, that you got to spend that much time arguing and wasting your time on this stuff. It just bugs me. What's really funny about this is, I'll tell you, it doesn't bug me. It just makes me like, oh man, this sucks for you. I'll tell you the funniest part about it is, as much as people want to argue with me about stuff that A, doesn't matter, and B, essentially it doesn't matter. Like, we put the science out there to show you this is where it comes from and this is the thing, right? And then and then I'm kind of done with it, like, because I don't care about it after that. Because when you look at the overall how it affects my level to create, my ability to create, which way my capacitor faces doesn't affect my ability to create. It just doesn't. I would rather go play guitar and just turn everything to 11 and then use all the parts and pieces and tools to the best of my ability, which isn't that great. And neither is the guy with the beige Ford Focus. He probably sucks at guitar too. So, like, and I say too, as in I know that I suck, right? So, like, none of this stuff matters. It just doesn't matter. The funny part about it is as much people as want to give us a hard time for doing what we do, they forget that I actually do this. We made 35 pickups yesterday. We're probably going to make another 25 today. We spend actual time doing actual guitar things, right? Like, Beige Ford Focus guy is, I don't know, a customer service guy at T-Mobile or something. He's doing, not guitar things. And I am very grateful for his view. I'm very grateful for the time that he spends watching these videos and stuff. But just understand that we come from two different worlds here, right? Like, you come from a comment section where you complain about stuff and argue about stuff. And I come from a place where we're actually doing this crap, right? Like, we're doing it every day. Um, and if that guy with the beige Ford Focus, he's going to be boring as crap. And I don't have any Folgers here for you, and I don't have any coffee made for you. But I would invite you to stop by at some point or set it up. And I know that you would enjoy playing any of the guitars that we have here, whether we built them, whether Texas Toast built them, whether Gibson built them, whether the Gibson Custom Shop built them, whether Martin built them, anybody, whoever it is, right? I've got the carbon fiber guitar, all the guitars that you want to argue about, no matter which way the capacitor's flipped, no matter what the material is. I'm 3D printing a Telecaster. You can see it right there. I know you want to try it because it's neat and it's fun. So all these stupid things would just go out the window when we're in the room playing guitar. So why can't it just go out the window all the time? Anyway, have a good one. We'll see you.